What's up, guys? I hope you're having a happy Tuesday today, October 15th. I'm excited to be here with you. We are in 32.3, 42.3. So, third line day, my favorite, all this trial and error and all this fun stuff. We're still in the spleen, so we're looking at fear of failure. And we're going to talk about some stories that can break that down in the way that we might be seeing it today. And so today's a big energetic day. Um, we are dealing with that fear of failure. We're also gaining understanding and discernment through experience. Okay, we're learning new things. We're changing our ways of being and interacting. And so right now is a time to be very open-minded, and gentle on yourself and others, because I feel that life is taking us to be our own authority. Each person has to stand stronger in their own ability to be themselves and make their own decisions. And we're doing that through collective mutation processes. And what we can know is that when the collective patterns start to fail, it hurts everyone. It hurts every tribe, it hurts every individual. And think of it like this, like us moving out of belief and into emotional clarity. If seeing is believing, if what I've been told, what I've seen is what I believe. When you have AI and when you have internet and when you have today's society, we can see it all. Like there's nothing left to believe in. It's like we can see an AI picture with a victim from a hurricane on it. And, 10 years ago, we could believe that that was an actual person that experienced that hurricane, right? But today, when we see a photograph, like we don't even know if it was actually taken of a human or not. And so it's like things are getting really, really weird. And I feel that we're moving from belief to individual understanding, learning through our experiences, working with life, and having that personal connection. And so this in itself is eliminating so much distortion around everything from like gender to financial success. And, I think it was this year. I love this. This is such a good thing. They discovered two sperm whales having sex and they got it on film for the first time. And it was two males, and it's like, I think it's so good for the human mind to see things like that and to come out of belief. It's like, wow, that can really happen. And no one told them to do that. That just happened in nature. And we don't have to believe anything about it, but we could attempt to understand it. We could work together to try to understand the things that happen, instead of believing things about what happens and knowing more than what happens. Like it's a very funny place and time that we're at. So we have to be gentle on ourselves and our people. And at the end of the day, we can know that life is for us. It's for us to see and respond to. And that's literally what we're here to do. And so we can love it. We can love it regardless of where we're at in our cycles and embrace what it is. Okay, so Sun in 32.3, this gate is called, well, this line is called lack on continuity. And so the exalt, indecision and reevaluation in times of change. The detriment is over-reliance on traditional standards. And in this detriment, maybe you feel out of step with what's happening, like out of step with the times. Maybe you feel some like embarrassment or like your instincts have failed you. But truly, tribal change and continuity, I think it's regularly hard, let alone when there's so much to choose from, so much to buy, so much that we can do, so many experiences we can take. And so, we don't have to feel bad. Like we can move forward together, in attempting to understand and do the best that we can do. And so we're looking around and we're like, what do I do and who do I do it with? And maybe in my example, it's more like, what do I want and who's going to help me get it? Because 32 is so much this like financial manager in the tribe, and they're the ones making the decisions, maybe some of the financial decisions, and just kind of being conservative in the way things work so that we can continue doing what works and enduring through that. But when we're looking at this right now and we're like, who do I do things with? Relationships are super weird right now. The bargain is breaking as we all become our own authority. And so we're changing the ways that we interact, and we have to be gentle. We are adapting to change today. Okay, so let's do it with the story. One day, the television was invented. And on that day, the collective started sharing about it. All of a sudden, you just hear about TV everywhere. It's on every radio. Like all the families that listen to radio, they're constantly hearing about TV. They're seeing people in their neighborhood start to get TVs. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, and it's like, you want that TV. So it's like the collective shares. And as the collective sharing, it's coming into your tribe. And you're like, Dad, look, do you see what's being shared about? And so then our family can work together to try to get a TV. And it's like, this is how we all work together to bring change and progress and all of this stuff. And as the tribe wants a television, it's like dad can literally think that the radio is good enough, and he can just decide, I'm never getting TV. Like he can do that and he can stop the people in his family from experiencing a TV. And this is where the being conservative can be a little irresponsible, because if the people in your family need the experience of having this TV for the things that they're going to do, you know, you can get it. Maybe you're afraid of failing. Maybe you think you don't have the means or that you couldn't possibly come up with the means. But it's like, if it's coming in your reality, it's something that you can be open about. You don't have to be so like stringent, like, no, we're not making any change. So it's like this change is coming in. We're trying to get it. Maybe someone's stopping it. And then, you know, on top of denying the experience progression support, like it's like, let's say that your kid watched some TV show and then he went to school, and then at school they're all talking about the TV show. It's like he can get support from his peers by being able to be involved in that way now. And the kids that don't get to step into that, like that can feel really hard. And so this is like one side of the line. When this happens, you can go around the person, right? It's like you can go, you can break the bond, you can get your own job, you can save your own money, and then you can buy a TV, or maybe you work together with your friends or your brother. It's like now you can go around this person and you can work with life to do the thing that's right in front of you to do. And it's like our fear of failure will stop us from progressing. It's like dad doesn't want to spend, learn, change. What if kids like, I can't get a job. I don't know how to do anything. I'm not valuable. It's like we all sigh and let it go. And I'm like, no, no, you can, and you don't have to be afraid of failure. If you fail, you just learn for the next time. You can do even better the next time and the next time. It's like at soccer practice when the kids or during a game, if the kids miss a goal, I cheer for them. And I'm like, great job. Put it in there again. Like, try it again. Put your foot on the ball. Like, way to go. It was a great kick. And if I can reward their failure, they'll kick again and they'll kick again. And they might actually get a goal. It's like my goal is to help them be confident with kicking and missing the ball so that they can get the goals that are theirs to get. And so it's like, you don't have to be afraid. You can move forward and do what you need to do. And on the other side of this, indecision, reevaluation stuff, maybe you and dad finally get to a place where he's like, fine, we're going to get the TV. We're going to get it on Thursday. And then Thursday comes around, you show up and he's not there. Maybe he had some other perceived problem. He lost his focus. He didn't show up to get the TV with you. And so it's like the whole deal can fall apart and you can feel like you're not getting the thing that you've been promised and that you should be getting. And that can be tough. And it's like, we all have to work together to embrace change and allow progress. Like getting the TV can be so much bigger than the person that's putting out the money for it. Where you live might be about your kid and what they're here to do. It's like so much of our movement and change in life, like it's bigger than any one person that it's affecting. And so it's like we can see these things in a bigger way. And at the end of the day, if your kid really needs that TV to live his movie, like the TV is going to show up anyways. You can work together with life to put it there, or you can resist it coming in and make it harder. But I think no matter what, it's like it's fun to put together a plan. It's like, even if you're like, okay, we're going to put $5 away every week for this TV, and we're all going to do it like this, and Johnny's going to contribute like this, like that's being like a leader and putting together a plan for people to move forward together in that solidarity of their goals and what they want. And so I think this can be such a wonderful thing as long as we're not letting tradition and what's always worked stop us from progress and change. And so all of this tribal stuff, this tribal lack on continuity. It is grounded in 42.3. And this line is literally called trial and error, which I think is so funny. And above the line, it says, mistakes are a natural part of the process. The exaltation, the power to accept mistakes as a part of growth, and the detriment, mistakes give power to moodiness and caution. Collective experience is a maturing process, and mistakes are for us to see. Like every mistake that happens is supposed to be there. It's like we watch our kid get sick and we're like, oh my gosh, this is because I didn't put his coat on, I didn't feed him this food. But no matter what, it can't be that, he's just sick now, and it's just what happened, and he's gonna change through this process. Like illness is a process. Making a mistake and learning from it is a process. It's like all of these things can be good and allowed, and we can actually have fun in them, and let them change us instead of being afraid of them and thinking that we're failing all of the time. And here's the thing that I love about illness, mistakes, failing. It's like a lot of humans don't have very many opportunities to surrender in their life. And when you're sick, when you've made a mistake, like there's nothing to do but surrender to what it is and respond to it. And it's like you can be so trapped in the now, like you're sick and you feel like crap and you just want to get better. And it's like you're stuck there, you're stuck there and you're healing and you're changing and you're growing. And that time there isn't a waste. It's for us to see. It's forward movement. It's forward movement in time. And that's what we get being here in a body. And it's really cool. I love trial and error, mistakes, problems. Like I see problems as the solution. I think most people run away from them and avoid them, and that's what actually creates bigger problems in their life. It's like this, over this last 24 hours, our closet broke and like fell in, like our shelf with all of our hangers. And so it's this big walk-in closet and all of our stuff is everywhere. And, instead of being upset about that, we all just kind of came together, like, what can we do? And we had our vacuum break the same exact day. And it's like in that we got all new stuff for the closet. We got the same exact vacuum that we had for like 50% off, which is awesome because it's my favorite vacuum ever. And we really came together to just make the change and continue. And it felt so natural and wonderful. And like for me, at least, everything is so for me. Like I got in that closet yesterday and cleaned everything out, got all the dust out off the objects, freshened the clothes and put them on the new hangers. And it was just like, wow, like we really don't understand what's happening underneath everything. Like you look at like feng shui and some of these like Chinese concepts, it's like you have to keep your oven clean if you want financial success. Like we really don't know, what it does to clear out old and bring in new. It's like everything that is matter. Like I look at this shit, I'm like, oh my gosh, you mystical, mysterious thing. Like this is the blood of the universe, and the matter, it also has a trajectory and alignment. Like it is where it's supposed to be when it's supposed to be there. And so the fact that I'm like touching it and picking it up, I'm like, what am I going to find? What's going to happen? Like what's it going to tell me? And so just being in that and letting it be for you instead of resisting it, being like, why me? Like, I can't believe I'm doing this with my day. It's like, why? Why can't it be okay that you're doing what's happening in your day instead of whatever your mind thinks you should, could, would be doing somewhere else? And so I encourage us to love the problems and mistakes, respond to them, nurture them, excel in them, grow in them, have fun in them. Growth is rooted in trial and error. There is no life without mistakes. And, I think that we can love them and have fun with them and be very responsible about them. Like, hey, I saw this happen. I realized I didn't hear you when you said that. Just telling people about what happens. That's all we've got to do. And then we can work together with that information. And no one needs to be blamed about anything, right? It's all forward movement. And treating it that way, treating it like it's for us to all respond to now and that it's not anybody's fault, like that's loving ourselves and each other, right? Like it's a totally different way of being. And it's really cool, moving into this clarity that we're all going to. Clarity over time is the truth. You have to let your mind be open to learning new things and seeing things in new ways. And if we can get to clarity over time, if we can all get rooted in that, we can have an unshakable alignment with life. you know, we can really live our movie and be with the people that come into that movie and respond and grow with them. You know, it's like we all deserve to just watch and be here together. And so I hope you guys have a great day today. Having fun in our trial and erroring and our trying to continue, trying to get our things, trying to get our needs and our support and all these things met. I will be back on Thursday, and in the meantime, I'm talking about going live with the two other shows. So I'm going to put plans together for these two things coming up soon, and then I'll let you guys all know about it. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll be back soon. Live life and love yourself, guys.